Is the housing bubble about to burst? It's a valid question, and it affects both home buyers and homeowners. I'm Mike Ferrossi for Super Loans, and it's the first week of March 2022. Home values are at record highs, and rates have just risen to levels we haven't seen for 3 years, which has a huge negative effect on affordability. For context, rates are roughly a full point higher than they were back in August. So if you qualified to purchase a $400,000 home 6 months ago with a 3% interest rate, now with a rate of 4%, you qualify to purchase a $350,000 home. Big difference and a simple conclusion. The bubble's gonna burst. Home values will plummet, homeowners will lose a ton of equity, and we'll see a repeat of the 2008-2009 Great Recession, right? Not exactly. See, demand is still through the roof. The number of available homes for sale is at record lows, and about a third of all homes that hit the market are going under contract immediately. Dashed affordability along with supply that doesn't come close to meeting buyer demand, it doesn't seem to match up. So it's important to take a look at how we got here. Before we do, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel down below and click the like button. If you're watching this elsewhere, click the link in the comments and subscribe to our YouTube channel anyway. We're building from scratch here. Every new like, comment, and subscriber helps. Okay, how did we get here? In March 2020, there was a federal interest rate reduction. This, combined with other pandemic-related factors, resulted in mortgage interest rate declines over the following months. Historically low rates into the mid 2% range gave homebuyers more purchasing power and simultaneously allowed homeowners to lower their monthly payments. This is an equation that results in increasing home prices. Next, the pandemic brought about shutdowns, which means that we all kind of just stayed home. And what do people who stay home do? They keep their homes. So the shutdowns brought about lower inventory because far fewer people were listing their homes for sale, which again sparks an increase in home prices. Then we have the infamous supply chain issues, which made it difficult and continues to make it difficult to get building materials. And the building materials that were available were more expensive. Add the labor shortage to this, and home builders were handcuffed. Result? Fewer homes could be built, adding to the low supply of homes to buy, and the higher cost of materials is passed on to the buyer, further increasing home prices. Now, any one of these things would create a spike in the market, but all of them happening at the same time created one of the hottest housing markets in most of our lifetimes. So let's ask the important question. Does all of this create a housing bubble? Let's see. Back to where we are today. Rates are rising. We already know how that affects affordability. If you qualified to purchase a $400,000 home 6 months ago with a 3% interest rate, now with a rate of 4%, you qualify to purchase a $350,000 home. And the Mortgage Bankers Association predicts that rates will continue to rise throughout 2022 and that home prices will decline by roughly 2.5% by the end of the year. At first glance, this makes sense, but is a 2.5% decline a bubble bursting? I don't think so. Plus, there are things working in favor of the housing market. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac just increased their nationwide maximum loan amount by nearly $100,000 and are now supporting loan amounts close to $1 million in high-cost areas. This move not only accommodates the recent rise in home prices, but it helps to stabilize those prices into the future. Another thing that's working in favor of the housing market is rising rents. Inflation and the rising cost of goods and services is making the cost of ownership higher for landlords. In turn, when the lease comes to an end, rents go up to combat this. In many areas, the cost of rent is actually rising faster than home prices, which is pushing even more renters to explore homeownership. More people in the market for homes creates even higher demand for the already record low supply of homes for sale. So let's circle back to why you're here and answer the big question. Is the housing bubble about to burst? No, I just don't think so. Honestly, I don't even think there's a bubble to begin with. Regardless of rising interest rates and decreasing affordability, supply and demand overrides all that. As long as there are more willing buyers than there are homes for sale, there is no reason for prices to come down at all. New construction will remain slow due to supply chain and labor issues. That won't replenish the market anytime soon. And don't forget, there's a ton of homeowners out there working from home and sitting pretty with low interest rates and a chunk of equity. Not exactly a situation that makes you want to run out and list your home for sale. So supply will stay relatively low in the immediate future. Rates going up isn't non-trivial. It does affect affordability, and that will take some buyers out of the market. We may see home values plateau or even dip a little bit by the end of the year. But bubbles bursting and drastic price drops right around the corner are nothing more than clickbait headlines and a wish upon a star for prospective home buyers. That's my opinion, anyway. If you're in the market for a home, make sure you're armed and ready with a mortgage pre-approval so you can submit that winning offer the second you find a home you love. If you don't have one yet, head over to superloans.com for a great rate and a simple pre-approval. If you're watching this after March of 2022. Wasn't lying when I said we're building. The new site will be live soon. And if you're a homeowner who'd like to capitalize on that equity you've built in your home, we've got you covered too. With Superloans, great rates have never been so simple. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.